Bunch of fucking bullshit.
Shut up!
I hate you so much.
Shut the fuck up, Johnny.
Dude, I fucking hate that.
Tony Coles.
I dropped the four in the lifting tee. More green on me than a tree in dispensary. Temper shorter than mini me. My bin skin color is the same as Hennessy. I turn my closet to Saxville. Magician with the Drake, he like to do hat tricks. Face shot, fat bitch, profile pic. 600 the mob, you know that shit. I could've went with the walk down, but that was too easy. I'd rather just pop out. Bounce in the Jeep with no dough and just hop out. Treat a nigga like Kanye, take, make him drop out. Security get bucked, he get knocked out. Any plug beside X get socked out. Any nigga too fly get shot down. Any bitch too pretty get passed round.
Heavy metal in the car like a rock star. 4 sticks off in this bitch, Kit Kat bar. Break a bitch off a piece, she want a bad boy. Ain't typing no key, we pull up where they at, boy. Put them racks on his hat, knock off his cap, boy. EBT, babe, hit the booth and I snap, boy. Trapped in the trap, this shit feel like Iraq, boy. Pocket full of cake, they calling me fat, boy. Leave out the trap with a sick pack, moving weight. Beat this bitch down every day, tryna make a way. She can get hard, it's gon' make her a break. Mr. Purple with tuck like I pay for the lake. Oh, I saw me a bow, used to play for the tape. Hot nose with the pole like that bitch need a bake. In the club, yellow cub, we ain't even relate. Gotta swallow that spur, he's a rich nigga, baby.
I don't fuck with these niggas, they really some fakers. Play with me, then you mean your mate. I been having more dough than the motherfucking baker. If he flexes too hard, I'ma take some. Came from the dirt, took forever to make some. Now it's 30K for me to say something. Hit the bitch from the back, but I break some. Boy, you pussy, don't say you gon' take money. I've been walking these streets for a minute. Name a bitch that I spoke to that say I ain't hit. Name a whip that I got that ain't burning, ain't 10. Name a Glock that I got, I ain't shot, niggas trip. I ain't got what I got, how they say I ain't winning. Bitch, we up and they stuck in position. They ain't never cooked up in no kids. Tell them come meet the sixes and see how we live.
Writing can be a real pain in the ass, you know, because you sit down, you're just beating your head against the wall. You sit down for like an hour and you end up with shit, you know, and you're like, fuck, this sucks. But it's like part of the process. You gotta trust the process, and it sucks. I wrote some shit yesterday for a D&D campaign, and it was like pretty good, but I just felt so corny. It's like you're doing this creative shit and you're battling, you know. For me, whenever I used to watch comedians, you know, all these comedians make jokes about like, I hate myself. Dude, I never used to get it until lately. I've been in therapy and I didn't realize how much shame has impacted my life. So many things I feel bad about. I have these notebooks that I write. Dude, I finished one the other day and I was like stoked because I was like, I wrote so much, I finished a whole notebook. Part of my brain went, yeah, but sometimes you skip some lines, so it doesn't count. You didn't write on every single line in the notebook, so you're a piece of shit. That shit happens all the time in my brain, where it's like I do some tiny thing and it's like, wow, you're a real piece of shit because you didn't do that. It's like, you know, positive self-talk is real. Imagine if your friend said that. Imagine if your friend came up to you and they were like, yo, man, I've been writing jokes. I just finished a whole notebook. And you said, yeah, but did you write on every single line? And they went, no. And you went, wow, well, I guess you're a real piece of shit then. You would have no friends. Everyone would fucking hate you. So I just got to keep reminding myself that, you know, I got to be nice to me. I got to kind of chill out, and therapy's helping me do that. But yeah, anytime like comics would get on stage and they'd be like, make some joke and the punchline was because I hate myself so much. I used to think like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, who fucking hates themselves? My old therapist asked me, she's like, Tom, do you like yourself? And I was like, of course I like myself. I'm fucking sick. But then, you know, you do some digger deeping and you're some deeper digging and you're like, oh fuck, like, no, I got a lot of baggage and bullshit. So anyway, I got my co-pilot Schmaltz as always here. Young boy Schmaltz. Yeah, man, let's fucking get into it. Broken cuticle cutters. I don't know what to say about this. These, look at these. How many 33-year-old men do you know that have multiple pairs of cuticle cutters? These are not my only two. This is not my complete collection of cuticle cutters. I have approximately 6 of these, right? All of them are broken, you know. In the ways that some men collect, you know, like shitty tools, I collect cuticle cutters. It's such bullshit because I don't know if you can see, but like you see on the inside, there's like this piece here. This is like basically a little spring arm that when you close it, it like springs it back open so that it rests open. And that's so that you can close it. Like that's so that when you are cutting your cuticles, you don't need to open it yourself again. It just makes it a little easier, right? So anyway, that's the shit is the stuff always the first thing to break, which just pisses me off because these are expensive. These are fucking Revlon, right? And for all you peasants out there who don't know about, you know, high-end nail care, Revlon is like pretty good. It's not like sick, but it's like, you know, it's like a good one. I think this was like $40 or something, or $20, you know, embarrassing amount of money. But I like cutting my cuticles, man. I hate having cuticles that are too long. It drives me nuts. So now my house is like a broken cuticle graveyard, you know. Revlon, make some shit that doesn't break, dog. Look at 2 cuticles, Revlon, broken in the same way, okay? Broken the arm is not strong enough. Make it stronger. Your cuticle cutters don't even last a fucking year. So, yeah, I got tons of these. Anyway, shouts out to my mom who started off my collection. Slant water bottle overthink, man. I've never been so perfectly called out by a stranger more than the time I got a water bottle in Ottawa. I was at this like running store and I was looking at the water bottles and I was like, you know, when you're getting a water bottle, you want it to be good because you're going to use it all the time, right? So you're like, I want it to be really good. So I was putting a lot of thought and effort into choosing the water bottle I wanted, right? And I was at the store and the water bottles were behind the counter and the lady who was helping me was like 50 plus, you know? And I was standing looking at the water bottles and I noticed one and it was like Nalgene, pretty regular. You know, I like regular basic shit. It was like pretty regular, except the top had like had kind of like a trapezoid shape. There's a little screw top that covered a nozzle, you know, that you drink over, you screw off. And instead of being a straight cylinder, the sides were slanted such that it was narrower toward the top, you know. And I was like, well, that's confusing. That feels like it'd be harder to grip, you know. If something is like kind of thin toward the top and you need to grip it, sometimes, you know, you want like a thick thing to grip, or like you want it wider at the top so your fingers can curl underneath it. So I was like, that's kind of a weird thing. So, you know, I turned to the lady who was helping me and I explained the shape. I was like, as you can see, the water bottle is narrow. The water bottle nozzle screw top is narrower slightly at the top of it than it is at its base. And I was wondering if you could explain why the designers of this particular water bottle, you know, made this design choice. And I said this to a lady who was working at a fucking shoe store in Ottawa, right? A running shoe store. And she, with good reason, turned to me and went, you know, I think you're overthinking this. And it's like, of course, you know, like, of course this fucking bitch. Of course this fucking bitch wasn't going to be able to get on my level of, you know, water bottle design choices and like their benefits and negative parts, you know. But, you know, of course she wasn't getting on my level, but of course it was kind of reasonable for her in that context to be like, hey, what the fuck is this insane millennial talking about here? You know, what flavor of autism do you have? I have the one where I hyperfixate over water bottle design choices. So, gang. My sister called me out on name dropping at 12. My sister Caroline, I love her a lot. You know, we're both fucked up. Both had to go through it. So I don't blame her for this shit. But she would pull this insane shit to me. I was like 12 years old. I don't even remember the context. But I remember her going to be and being like, Tom, that's name dropping. Don't name drop. And I had to be like, hey, what the fuck is that? Because why would me, a 12-year-old child from Ottawa, know what name dropping is? You know what I mean? Name dropping is, if you don't know, it's basically when like people who orbit celebrities drop those celebrities' names in conversation to demonstrate that they know them and, you know, are therefore have some kind of social affluence. You know what I mean? But it's like again, Caroline, love you. What am I gonna gain in the conversation from my sister, you know, to be like, I wish I could remember the context, because maybe I did name drop, you know, but I don't know. My sister taught me what name dropping was, and she taught me what fishing for compliments was, you know. Just like, yeah, no shit, there's a lot of shame, you know what I mean? I don't mean to blame her. I'm not blaming her. I love you, Caroline. You're so rad. It was just the, you know, Irish Catholic family guilt, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I just remember that and being like, dude, like, she was like, you're name dropping. And I was like, I barely have at 12 years old the mental capacity to understand what you're telling me, you know? It's like you tell a child, they're like, sometimes people say other people's names to demonstrate to other people that they are slightly better than them. And the kid would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know? So that was a little piece of absurdity that I remembered from my childhood. I guess, you know, Instagram has picked up on the fact that everybody wants a ton of money, including myself. You know, I want fucking money. I want money. I don't want to do work for it, right? Get rich quick. If that was a real thing, you'd know I'd do it. So Instagram has started to show me all these kind of like, quote, side hustles, you know, which are incredibly skeptical, which are incredibly dubious, you know. But one of them I checked out because it was just like, click on this fucking link and watch the video explaining it. And, you know, I know a scam when I see one. I'm no fucking stranger to it, but I was like, let's see what's going on. So I clicked on the link. Long story short, it's these two fucking douchebags who, they basically tell ChatGPT It's these two fucking douchebags who tell ChatGPT to write them an outline for like simple books. For example, like cooking instructions or cookbooks for kids, you know, like fucking garbage products, cookbook for kids, stretching ideas for the elderly, fucking bird watching activities in your city. Like those books that you see in a local bookstore or like Shoppers Drug Mart. And you're like, yo, who the fuck created these, right? Because it's like, why would any kind of creative person sit down and write a book about the elderly exercising? And the answer is they wouldn't. Copywriters do that shit. Or like, who are like people who just, you know, are smart enough to string together some fucking sentences in like a professional way. You know, any fucking idiot with a typewriter could do it. But anyway. So they like get an outline, which according to them is the hardest part, for one of these shitty books, and then pass it off to a copywriter and then upload that to Amazon Audibles and make apparently a bunch of money. Honestly, I'm still thinking about trying it out. But the reason even though I'm like, oh my God, that's so disgusting, you know, just to pump the market with garbage products. But apparently you can make stacks, you know what I mean? So anyway, but the reason I brought it up is because it's just like, you know, I see people like this and they're so horribly transparent in like how shitty they are that it boggles my mind how transparent they are and how they don't have the self-awareness to like throw a bit of tint on that transparency. You know what I mean? Like hide it a bit that you're not a complete fucking idiot, you know? And what I'm talking about is like, I'm listening to this fucking scam video. And halfway through, the guy is talking about how beneficial the reviews are, you know, and he's like, oh, Amazon, you got to pay for Amazon reviews and you can give, you know, it's just getting the reviews, right? And he goes, the reviews on Amazon are so strong. Amazon invented the 5-star review method. It's just like, hey, man, are you fucking stupid? You know, are you fucking high? What the fuck are you talking about? The 5-star review method. Like, I haven't done the research. I don't know. I just know you're fucking wrong. You know, like, what do you mean Amazon invented the 5-star review method? What about fucking movie reviews, book reviews, play reviews, like music reviews, going back to the fucking turn of the century, 1900s? You know, like, what are you on, man? And that's what I mean. It's like, if you're going to be a dumb jock, entrepreneur, shithead, who shockingly married some fucking Thai girl, you know, because he could oppress her and she would never speak up and tell him he's an idiot. At least hide your ignorance a little bit by not saying completely fucking dumb shit like that. You know, what are you talking about? Like, that's how you know that you know, these guys are just sucking the dick of capitalism, you know? And that's why I'm hesitant to do this shit, because it's like, I think, honestly, it would probably work. I think they have a good point. It could probably make some stacks, you know? Apparently, like, those books just move off of shelves and on Audible and shit. But it's just, you know, I would have to compromise almost every moral I have in order just to make some money. Hold on. I would have to compromise almost every moral I have just to make some fucking money. So it's like, not yet. I don't know. We'll see. Man, go back to Things I Hate Roots. Just laughing because Caitlin kind of was making fun of me the other day about things I hate. She's like, things I hate. My job, like fucking mosquito bites, you know. I just thought it'd be good to go back to Things I Hate Roots and just like, this is bullshit. Like, I hate X. I was going to write some prompts. I don't have some fucking prompts, but I'm going to start, once I start posting all this shit, I'm going to post some shit on my Instagram. You guys can say what you fucking hated this week. So, okay. Immovable Rod versus the Axe of Fire. I play D&D, you know, I love it. D&D, there's magical items that you can get, you know, to do different shit. One of the magical items is called the Immovable Rod, right? Which sounds fucking goofy, you know. Schmaltz, I swear to God, if you want to leave, I'm going to be pissed. Anyway, one of the magic items is the Immovable Rod, which sounds goofy, and it kind of is. But it's also like, it can be really good. How it works is it's like a 1.5-foot metal rod, just like a, okay, and it's got a button on it, on somewhere on it, and you hold the rod, and it's just like a regular rod, and then you click the button, and wherever you're holding it, you just let it go, and the rod stays still. So then there's all these like discussions online of like of crazy shit people can do with it. So it's like, maybe you wrestle a guy to the ground, you pin him to the ground, you fucking put it over his neck, you know, and then he can't fucking move. Maybe you're like falling through the air and like you click it, you know, and then it stops you if your arms don't rip off. Maybe you do the fucking salmon rung it, you know, like American Ninja Warrior. You can climb anything as long as you're fit enough to just ka-ching, 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 like salmon chin ups, you know. Maybe you put it on a train track and it fucking blows up a train because the train hits, it doesn't move. Like, it doesn't fucking move. It's not just like a little bit. It takes like 8,000 pounds of force or something to move it. So I forget the description. The point is, it's like a cool magical item that people can do a lot of neat shit with. The thing it's not is like a flashy, actually cool magic item, right? Like, there's a difference between the fucking sword of flaming death and the immovable rod, right? Like, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to take the sword of super sick mega shot death, you know? Not the immovable rod. Like, what am I, a fucking nerd? I play D&D, but Jesus, I'm not that dorky, you know? But the immovable rod is really good and handy, and like it has a lot of uses, clearly, you can understand. So if you've been playing D&D for a while and you see the immovable rod, you're kind of like, oh, cool, like this will be really fun to fuck around with. But if you were like me when you first encountered it and you were a newbie, you're like, what the fuck? And the way I encountered it, I was playing D&D for the first time, basically, and we like level up, and the DM starts awarding magical items, right? And he goes, to you, Trevor, I give you the wand of fireball. You can shoot mad fireballs and blow shit up. And we're all like, oh, sick. Then he goes, to you, Dan, I give the dagger of night. Whenever you stab someone, they get teleported into the night zone. We're like, oh, that's fucking sick, you know? He comes to me and he's like, to you, Tom, I give the immovable rod. I was like, yo, what the fuck, man? You get the wand of fire and the knife of death, and I get the immovable rod? Like, what do you fucking hate me? And he was like, no, like, it's really cool. Like, you just gotta be imaginative with it. I was like, give me the fucking ice sword of frozen cutting, you know? Don't give me the fucking immovable rod. Jesus. Anyway, just a little bit of D&D lore. Oh, dude. Yeah, man, comedy's a fucking grind. You know, I'm trying not, I don't want to bitch too much about this scene, but it's like, Montreal scene is so small that you like piss off the wrong people, you don't get fucking booked, right? So it's like, it's kind of where I'm at right now. So if you don't get booked, you can't test out your jokes, you know, and so, yeah, so it's just like a grind. You navigate through this scene full of fucking idiots, and deal with all this bullshit just to perform in front of 5 people. Like, fucking sucks. So I'm like, dude, I gotta work on my online fucking audience. I gotta get a bunch of followers, right? I gotta get a bunch of followers so I can be famous, so I can fucking fill stadiums, blah, blah, blah. And then I was listening, you know, just on the internet, and I was like, dude, the only other reason I want to be famous, to meet DJ Khaled, you know, because that guy seems insane, you know, in the weirdest way. Like, I just want to meet him to see what it would be like to have a conversation with him, you know, because, like, dude, just
Gatorade.
Like, what the fuck? Every clip I see of him, there's some clip where he has a guitar and he can't play it, and he's just fucking strumming it because somebody gave it to him. He's strumming it with all of the confidence of Jimmy Page or Jimi Hendrix. He's like, I'm the best guitar player ever. Check this shit out. And then he just slaps the strings with his hand, and it sounds awful, you know. But he's just
Gatorade.
I gotta meet that guy. I gotta see what the fuck is going on behind those glassy black eyes that are just filled with fat and EDM. You know what I mean? What the fuck is going on with that guy, man? I gotta know. So from a purpose of like a scientific interest, I gotta meet that guy, man.
Gatorade.
Why? Why did you do that? He's just got that juice. He's got the juice, man, and it comes out of him in unexpected ways. Who is he to dictate how his creativity, how his fucking energy comes out, man? It just
Gatorade.
Just fucking comes out. When he's got it, you know? Anyway. Oh my God. I love my parents. Here's the thing. If I don't call them between the hours of 6 and 6:30 a.m., I don't fucking talk to them, you know? I can't remember if I talked about this already, but it's like, you know, my parents, here's how me and my parents communicate. They call me like early in the morning, like at 6 or 7, right? And I don't pick up because it's fucking 6 or 7 a.m., you know? And I'm usually like awake, but it's like, dog, like I am just waking up. I'm in bed or like I'm getting coffee or something, you know? And I don't call them. And then I call them back at like a regular, reasonable hour. Nothing. I call them 3 times, nothing. Like I call my parents so often in like regular working hours, they never pick up. My parents love the phone. They only use the phone. They only operate between the hours of 5 and 7 a.m. You don't call them there. If you don't call them between 5 and 7 a.m., they look at you like you're fucking insane. You know, they're like, I can't. During the day, I'm too busy. They are like semi-retired, you know. During the day, too much going on. You think they were like on Wall Street, just like, oh, I'm taking calls left, right, and center. So I can't get back to you. You have to call me between 5 and 7 a.m. Just like fucked, you know. And then they go, how come you never call? It's like, how come you never pick up when the sun is up, you know? Why do I have to call you when it's still dark outside? It feels like some kind of witchcraft, like only call before the sunrise. Otherwise, the speaking will never happen, you know? And you're like, pick up when the sun is out, mom and dad. Pick up at lunch. Call me back. Dude, that's the other thing. Like, when you call people, they're like, you get a text maybe like an hour or so later, whatever. I'll call you. Oh, sorry, I missed your call. My parents, I call them 8 times in the day. And then they call me the next morning at 5 a.m. How come you never call? You know, they're not even Jewish. They're just old. Threatened by high school kids. Dude, I live right by a high school now. The other day I was leaving for work at like high school start time. I don't know, 8, you know. And I just got mobbed by high school children. And I was scared. I was concerned. And I used to be threatened by them like socially. Like, oh, I'm not as cool as high school kids, which is insane. I can't even get into how fucked up I am for that. Like, that's so crazy. But anyway, we'll save that for another one. But this was like, I'm scared. I felt like I was in a herd of like small cows or like smaller animals, smaller quadrupeds, some kind of herd of maybe sheep, you know, herd of lamb, which is like, you know, it's like one lamb. Am I scared? No. But like 120 lamb all around me, and maybe I do something that the lambs don't like. Yeah, then I'm a little scared. You know what I mean? I was walking past, they're all like, you know, it's fucked up. They're like, what am I saying? They go to a private school, so they're all in their fucking uniforms, and they're all like dapping each other up, but they're like little tiny. It's weird. It doesn't make me feel old. It makes them feel so young because they are, but I don't feel old. I'm just like, man, you guys are weird. You know, they have like vapes and like Nikes and shit, and they're like, "What's up, bro?" It's like, you know, they're like, "What's up, bro?" You know? They're walking around and they're in their uniform. It's just weird, man. I don't know how to articulate it, but I just, you know, just maybe it was like, I was like, oh, I'm in enemy territory, you know, because I was right in front of the school, because that's where it's Villa Maria. Villa Maria is a metro, and right beside the metro is a private school. So it's like anyone who's going to the metro is just in a fucking river of navy polos and like flannel gray pants and skirts, you know, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, look at all these fucking creatures. There's so many of them. They're like liquid. They stop behaving as individual particles and form into the stream of insecurity and broken vapes, you know. Anyway, ego lifting. I started to go to the gym a lot more. Shouts out the Ladder app. I think I talked about that already. But anyway, yeah, I started to go to the gym a lot more. I went 3 times this week, gang. I went 3 times last week. I try to go 3 times a week, trying to increase the frequency. But the point is ego lifting is a thing, right? You go to the gym. I'm a man. I'm trying to lift big, homie. I'm trying to lift big. But I'm not ready for that. I'm 33. I haven't been to the gym in a while. You know, you got to ramp up to it. And so I'm telling my girlfriend about I'm like, oh, I think I'm lifting, but, you know, I'm doing the bench press. I'm feeling the burn in my shoulders, not in my titties. And she's like, you're ego lifting. You got to lift less. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, I can lift as much. She's like, now you got to lift less. So I'm like, okay. And everyone's, you know, I mean, she's right. She's right. Everybody's right about that. You got to lift light at first till you get your form down. So I'm like, fuck, fine. I'll lift the like lowest amount or the largest amount just so that I can do my form perfectly. If my form starts to degrade, I'll go down. And I'm working with this Ladder is an app, if I haven't talked about it, it's basically many personal trainers are on this app. They design a program, you know, for people, or they design a program for a goal. So like, this will increase your strength. This will like bulk you up. This will increase your flexibility. Like there's always a goal like that. And then you buy the app or you subscribe to the app and then you go on their program. So they don't tailor it for a person, but it's like for a goal. So anyway, I'm following this guy's program. He uses kettlebells a lot. And I'm doing the lifting and I'm like, oh, I got to do no ego lifting. I got to be chill on it. So I go, and the thing is, at the gym, all the kettlebells have colored straps to indicate their weight, right? And so I'm testing. I go, oh, the red strap, too heavy. Blue strap, too heavy. I go, okay, what's the next one down? And the next one down, which also happens to be the smallest kettlebell available at the gym, is the pink strap kettlebell. You know, and my girlfriend's in my head like, no ego lifting. And I'm like, fine, I won't fucking ego lift. But can we not put the pink strap on the lowest one? Put the pink strap on the highest one. Because who's ever lifting, you know, 100 fucking pound kettlebells isn't going to worry about the pink fucking strap. They're going to be like, I got to the pink strap. They're going to be like, I'm a pink strap homie because I'm jacked as fuck. Give me like anything but pink, you know? I'm not a misogynist. It's 2024, but holy fuck. Like, come on. Make it a little bit easier for me. You know? Don't kick me when I'm down. I can barely lift the fucking pink ones. Give me any other color. Any other color, man. Dude. And for the ladies, too. Because you know the designers of the kettlebells are like, oh, the ladies will probably be like fucking pink ones. Cause it's like, dog, just not on the lowest one. So anyway, that was humbling, you know. That was an ego check for sure. But that sucked. And then I lost faith in my coach a bit. I love my coach. Coach Neen, shouts out. But then I saw he bought the Joe Rogan kettlebell, and I was like, dog. Ugh. You know, it's some kettlebell that has Joe Rogan's face from the meme where he's like, ooh. And it's like, dude, negative, bro. Not the vibe. Flare pants. Man, I'm not really one. Well, I guess that's not true. I was going to say I'm not one to comment on women's fashion, but I fucking comment on everything. So here we are. But a trend that I think needs to die, the most disgusting female fashion trend that I see lately are the stretchy yoga flared pants. The bell bottoms at the bottom, that shit is so gross, man. To me, nothing screams white trash more than flared yoga pants, you know? Even like it's right on the line with the Cookie Monster pajamas, you know, with like the Walmart pajama pants, because it's just, dude, Kaylin wanted to get some, and I was like, those are so fucking gross. I don't know why they gross me out so much. I think it's because I think I see a lot of girls wear them like in Canada in the winter, and then the snow gets on them, and they get all like salt stained, and they just, dude, it just looks so gross. There's nothing wrong with being promiscuous, but when I see that, I'm like, that lady is fucking run through and probably a drug addict. You know what I mean? So just my take on the flared bell-bottom yoga pants, man. I do not get it. Ladies, personally, I do not think it makes you look hot. So, you know, I know the male gaze, whatever, doesn't fucking matter. But if you were dressing because you thought guys liked it, if that applies to anyone, for me personally, it's a hard fuck no, okay? I would love to hear what other dudes think about this, and ladies too. I would love to see if ladies, like, do those make you feel hot? Or do you think they're like fun? Because I don't see the fucking appeal, you know? I don't think they make a lady look good. I just don't get it. They fucking are so nasty to me. So anyway, yeah, get in the comments, I suppose. That's it. I'm going to stick to this quick format, I think, of just like rapid fire shit. Keep you guys on your toes, you know. Maybe we'll change it up, but that's it for now. I love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and my all my handles on socials are Tom DL Murphy. Okay, love you guys so much. Bye.